Okay, so we've covered what is manifesting. We've covered the possibilities of my clients and what you can manifest. We've gone into manifesting for beginners and manifesting in white feathers and buttons and whatever else your heart desires. Now, what I want to do is to take it that next step further to go through the steps of what it takes to manifest. Now, I'm going to go over the steps pretty briefly, and then I'm going to go into detail into every single one of those steps. So let's get started. Okay, so you're here doing this training, wanting to understand how to manifest. And I can bet that there's been some level of discomfort or a challenge that's brought you to this training. You're like, oh, I don't want this. And we need to get really clear on what is it that you don't want. Again, I'll go into more detail later, but you know me, I go off on more detailed paths. So again, identify exactly what it is that you don't want. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to work this hard. I don't want this miscommunication. What is it that what do you want to get away from? And that will give you clarity on what it is that you do want. Why do you want the thing that you want? Like, what's it going to give you? Then we're going to go into what it would feel like to to know. Start again. We need to go into the detail here of what will you see, hear, feel, that rehearsal of what it would be like to actually have that thing arrive in your life. We need to work through the blocks that have stopped you from having what you want, that clearing away the neediness, the lack of certainty. And then you also need to do daily processes to build up that certainty that the energy is coming. I'm going to go more into the daily practices, but that can be as simple as journaling. That can be as simple as again visualizing what it's like to have that thing arrive. And when you're at that peak state of like knowing that, yep, it's on its way, that's when you need to start taking inspired action. And that may mean going to the banks and getting that mortgage. It may mean taking inspired action to create that Instagram account. Who knows? But once that fear is out of the way, it's time to take inspired action. And then it's time to create the space for the new you. Let's go into more detail about each one of those steps. So I want you to think about what has been your experience manifesting and what is the greatest thing that you have manifested. You must have had an idea. You must have put a plan in place to receive that idea. You actioned those steps, and it's proven that you can have what you want. Now, this could be as simple as going out for a coffee. This could be planning and going for your holiday. This could be planning and buying a house, a car. What is it that you have manifested? I know that in this group, there must be some phenomenal examples and stories. I wish I could hear you give your examples of what is the greatest thing that you've manifested. It may not even be something that you could buy. It could be something like you manifested in your baby. You were told that you couldn't have children, and then there they are. Maybe you were gifted something, gifted a pet that you've always been wanting. Who knows? But I want you to think about what was it that you've manifested and thinking about the steps that you naturally took to follow your intuition to get what you want. Do they match up with these steps? So, as I've already stated, what you don't want, what you don't want. I need you to start to identify what is not working for you so you know what you don't want. This step may sound a little bit surprising, but it's fascinating to discover that most people have trouble articulating what they want. They're so practiced at giving to other people or making it about them or lowering what they want so that they don't put a burden on somebody or lowering their expectations. So we need to get clear on what is it that you don't want. Now, again, this first step is about acknowledging that logical mind, that part of you that's going to nag and to justify on why you can't have what you want. Now, this list of why you can't have what you want may be sharp and short with minimal focus. That way your mind can vent what it needs to before we go into that next glorious step of identifying what it is that you want. As I've already said, it's like giving that needy dog a bone, give that logical mind something to chew on, and then let's go talk to your heart space. Now, while the slide is not there, I want to talk about the idea of identifying what you don't want a little bit more specific with like a client example. Now, I had a client who was happily succeeding in her job, and yet there was such discontent, a lack of fulfillment. And I know that sort of sounds like a bit of a paradox, like how can you have one and the other? For her vision for herself, she was moving up that corporate ladder. She was doing everything that she was told would bring her happiness and fulfillment, and she was ticking it off. And yet the lack of fulfillment was there. Now we needed to work out what was it that she didn't want. Did she not want the money? Was that causing her problems? Did she not want the meetings with the people? Did she not want to be on the computer screen so much? The list goes on. Like, did she not want to work 9 to 5? Did she want, what was it that she didn't want? Because we're not about to reject absolutely everything. For that particular client, we worked out that she didn't want to be on the screen every single day. Her body wanted to move. She wanted to be social. She wanted to be part of a community. She didn't want to sort of be locked away in that role that she was in. And so identifying that she didn't want to be on a screen meant that we've already kind of blended into the knowing of what is it that she wants. And as I move into that next slide, that told us that moving forward, she wanted to manifest in a rewarding job that was with people, that gave her the flexibility to move her body. And from that particular story, she's gone from the corporate world into owning her own business with an amazing consciousness group of facilitating a variety of different holistic meals and things for people at different consciousness events, and really feeling fulfilled and satisfied in her job. So the money's coming in because she's loving what she's doing, and she's also got the benefit of what she wants. So if we bring the energy back to you, and we pretend that you have that magic wand, you have that genie, and you can have anything your heart desires, what would you want to experience? What would you want to have? What do you want for your family? What do you want within your career? How do you want your health to be? How do you want your home to be? What adventures would you travel? And just what would be fun? I want you to keep in mind that you're a holistic being. You have a variety of parts to yourself, different aspects of you. That we're not just manifesting the thing that you need. We're manifesting in the things that bring you joy, the holidays, how you can uplift your family. You don't have to limit yourself just to like one little column. Expand yourself out and dream big. Because again, I've seen it all come true. Now, why do you want what you want? I actually want you to just follow me here with this particular process. I want you to reach for the highest potential as we go through these next steps. I want you to pick that one thing that you want to manifest and just answer these questions, and you can duplicate these questions for each thing that you want. But when you think about that one thing, what do you want to manifest? And make it measurable. So if you're somebody there that's manifesting in a successful business, do you want to see your diary full of happily paying, valuable, excitable clients? Do you want to see that diary? Is that measurable for you to know, like, yes, my next week is planned out. I've manifested in the clients and the success of my business. Or maybe you want to manifest in the car, and so you can see it in the driveway. Like, that's an obvious one. Maybe you want to manifest in a loving, beautiful relationship. And of course, what would that look like? Do you see yourself having breakfast together? You in bed together? What is the thing that's measurable? How will you know when you're in that satisfying, committed relationship? And then I want you to check in, what will it mean to achieve and have that manifestation? This is private, this is personal to you, it won't be for everybody. What will it mean to achieve and have that manifestation, to have that business, to have that diary full of clients that really uplift you, that you get excited to talk to? What will that mean to you? Now, this could mean that you've proven to yourself that you can do it. It can mean that you're finally a success in your career. It could mean that you're on your way to the success of the next level of what you want to achieve. It could mean a variety of things, and each and every different thing is going to represent a different thing. But it's important to get to the bottom of like, what will it mean to you? Because this is going to help you rehearse and get into that sense of satisfaction that, yeah, it means that I can have that business that I've always dreamed of. Now, the question is, why are you ready to manifest that now? Now, I was talking to a coach once and she was like, okay, Claire, I can see that these are your goals. Why are you ready to manifest that in now? And I actually said to her, I'm ready to manifest that in now because basically my children are now all high school, uni, and I have the freedom from the school pickup and the kind of being on call. Like I have a sense of freedom where I'm not so responsible and expected up at the school as much as I was. So that's why I was ready to manifest it in now. It could mean you could answer this in whatever way is right for you, but again, it has to be by your standards. Now, write your manifestation or the thing that you're manifesting, write it down as if you've already got it or already have it without my tacky Australian accent there. So I'm so excited to have that business, my dreams. And the more I have fun with my business, the more the clients come to me. Whatever is right for you, but I want you to start to think about as of now, because this is going to propel your manifesting in as if, stating as if it's already here. And another thing that you can do is to articulate the time frame that you believe you can achieve this. So I was talking to a client and he was like, I want to manifest my motorbike, but my boys are young and I'm responsible to be at home on time and blah, 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 blah. So right now that feels like it's 10 years away. And I said, well, the further you kind of push that out, the further like the lack of action, the lack of inspiration, because it's down the track. It's like 10 years away. And the way that our logical mind works is like, yeah, well, I'll do that later. But what I did was if you could actually start to manifest in more money, more opportunities, start to build, utilize this manifestation as a motivation to put yourself out there with your business, do more of your Instagram, put more offers out there. Of course, that is within alignment to his heart space. But, what is the time frame that we can bring that from 10 years down to maybe 2, 3 years there? So that you can start to look for the opportunities that it's realistic that you can have that. Now, I could have really pushed and said, well, mate, you can you could have that in about 3 months. Like, let's get started. But it depends on people's, I have to consider people's ecology, which means is it good for them, good for their family, good for their lifestyle, good for the world. As a coach, I'm always considering that, like the bigger picture, how that fits in. Because the last thing I want to do is put a lot of pressure on somebody that they don't believe that it's achievable, and then so they just completely reject it altogether. So it has to feel right by you. Like, what is the time frame that you believe that you can achieve this? And so putting all of that together, now you've started to build the energy on what it is that you want. Somebody coming into manifestation with a vague idea on what they want, let's say that recently their car broke down and they just need another car. And it's like, unless you start to articulate what it is that you want, you're kind of just putting out wishy-washy kind of energy, like, oh, it'll do kind of energy. And that's kind of the result that you're going to get. So if you can say, okay, my car broke down, I want I want to be able to upgrade my car. I want it to be this particular color. I want it to be this particular model. Start to give your guides, your higher self, the universe, a little bit of a to-do list so that they can start bringing in opportunities to you instead of it just sort of being like, it'll do. Um, I hope that makes sense. So I encourage you to go over those particular steps with everything that you want to manifest. It's like, okay, what will that mean to have it? How will I know when I've got it? What's the type of time frame I can have it? And start to build that certainty that, yep, your shopping list, it's on its way. The universe is your genie. It's on its way. Fun. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.